Hello, everybody. Welcome to Very Connected. We're so excited you're here today, and I am very pumped. We have Rick Tremblay here with us. This is his third time being on, and I just keep inviting him back because he is such a role model. And Rick, you are such a pleasure to work with. I just
Thank
love
you.
having you.
I really appreciate you taking or allowing me to come back and speak with everyone. It's always a lot of fun. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, you bring a lot of different parts in. So Rick is he's a human resources professional with over 20 years of management skills in the nonprofit, for-profit, unionized, and educational healthcare industries, educational and healthcare. And he has a bachelor's degree in public relations and a master's and undergraduate in organizational psychology and human resources. And really is just passionate about that. But for this, I think specifically, he comes in with some experience with his weight loss journey as well. So he started at 409 pounds in September of 2019, and he had gastric bypass surgery. He's lost over 220 pounds and continues to maintain that. And really, I think, Rick, part of this is just you being very, very, very passionate about your own journey and what that brings. So just so appreciated for you to be
Thank
here.
you.
Also want to say you have a consulting firm and you do executive, employee coaching, leadership, and individual life coaching. So just happy. And you guys are gonna love him. Like some of his ideas and things, they're grounded in not only, you know, life experience, but also professional experience. And sometimes just bringing that in. Some of the things we were talking about, the thing he's going to be sharing today, which is exciting, is micro goaling and to successfully achieve your New Year's resolutions. And I just want to add, I kind of told Rick, I said the last couple times we've talked about New Year's resolutions at the beginning of the year, some people have said, well, I don't set New Year's resolutions, which I totally get. It doesn't have to use, we don't have to use the word resolutions, guys. We're talking about like looking at your life. And how many of us don't do this? Look at your life and like, what do you want in your life? And when you start focusing on that, that's how you can start achieving some of the things. It doesn't even have to be a quote, a New Year's resolution. It can just be anywhere in life, like anything that you really are like where your heart puts you and where you want to achieve some different changes. Rick, do you have anything to add to that? I'm welcoming everybody. Let us know where you're
Well,
from.
that's what I'm doing too. So I heard half of what you were saying. So I'm so sorry for that.
No, we want to welcome everybody. So if you're joining us on both Facebook or on this platform on Zoom webinar live, say hello where you're coming from if you're pre-op, post-op, let us know a little bit about yourself in the chat box. We always totally love to hear all of that. Also, you guys, we got a special surprise too. We're going to be doing a giveaway today. Rick has
Oh, let me find that.
generously, he's going to get, oh, he just faded into the background. I love it with his backgrounds. He's
I
going to
don't know
be
if it'll
doing a
show
giveaway.
here.
Oh, it's hard whenever we have the background. It's going to be,
Okay.
um, you know what, Rick? I actually have, oh, there it is.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
scale,
Okay.
guys.
I don't know if it's
Actually,
showing or not.
I have a picture of it. I'll pull it
Okay.
up, Rick. Let me go to my settings here and I'm gonna see if I can pull up the
Hi,
picture.
Donna.
Share my screen.
Hello, Heather.
It's taking me a second. Sorry, guys. So let me pull up a picture of it. So it's a smart nutrition scale. Rick, any reason you picked this?
Well, because I have one and I love it. I mean, it just the accuracy, the ease of it. I was at a point where I was tracking calories, like the macros and the micros and everything, and I needed to get just everything as analyzed as possible. Now I'm in the business world, so I do a lot of data analytics and data collection. And the reason for that is because it helps us understand if we're doing well at what we're doing, and it can also provide some really valuable feedback. Sometimes there's an outlier, or sometimes there's something in the data that just doesn't add up. And it allows us to explore the why. And the why is really important because that drives our passion on what we're going to do and how we're going to do it right. And we're definitely going to talk a little bit more about the why through the presentation. I'm just going to start the presentation if that's okay.
Heck yeah, yeah.
All
So a
right.
while ago when you said you were kind of reading all the chat features, just enjoying the people that are here, what I was talking about is, the word resolutions versus just intentions versus like really just kind of getting down to what you want in life too. So guys, we're gonna just kind of be talking about how to really, really, I'm gonna say, I don't want to say make things happen in your life, but see some changes, see some big shifts, and actually get some results. Because, I mean, that's what you're good at, Rick, what you do as far as your training with human resources and different things, like the steps that are involved in actually actualizing something in. So, and also somebody came in late. They said, what was the name of the scale that you are
Oh, yes.
promoting?
It is called Smart Nutrition Scale, and it's by Edexcity, Etekcity. It has Bluetooth technology. It ties right into your phone. So you just put the food on there, and you can use your phone to actually rate things and um, change things, and you can add it to documents or forms, or sometimes other apps. You can share the data with other apps. So although I haven't tried it with the bariatric app, I don't know why. I should probably try that to see if it works, because that'd be kind of cool, right? You just put your
Yeah.
food on there and everything just populates in there right away. That would be so cool. But I wanted to bring a little fun for the beginning of the year. So this I thought was a great opportunity to do that, because I, I I think a lot of us through time have developed what those New Year's resolutions, and I'm almost willing to bet that at least all of us at one time or another has had the one of losing weight, right? I and it's always a struggle, finding the right diet. How are we going to do it? What's going to work? What's not going to work? And I have found that there are different reasons, or patterns rather, as why a resolution doesn't work for me, or why it may fall apart. So I really, over the years, learned to dissect the why it's falling apart, which has helped me use tools and resources to kind of stay on track. And the SMART process is what is that tool that has been very helpful for me. So I thought I would push it out and share it with everyone. Now, what are some reasons why New Year's resolutions fall apart? Well, so Forbes leadership actually highlighted three main ones. And one is, it's your consciousness that needs to change before your behavior can change. And Brenda and I were just talking about this before the training start. You need to have a purpose. If you're just creating a resolution just for the heck of it, it's not meaningful to you. So why would you, as an individual, invest any time in actually achieving it, right? So you need to, and I like how Brenda said it. It, uh, uh, it needs to be part of your heart, right? It has to be your soul. It's almost like so like on the business side, I would call it your mission statement or your vision statement, the guiding principles that you want in life to succeed. So without that, we lose focus, we go off track, we don't achieve much because we're not really organized with what we need to do. The next one is, you don't have an accountability structure, right? And it, how many of us have had diets or have been on a diet where um, we slipped, or we'll have that Snickers bar, that candy bar, and it's like, oh well, I ate that, so I might as well just continue, and I'll just start fresh tomorrow, and then that pattern continues. And then after a while, we find out that, okay, the diet that I was on, I was only really on it for 2 or 3 days. So, of course, that New Year's resolution isn't going to be effective. So, we need to hold ourselves accountable. And that's why I like this SMART process too, because it does have steps in here to help us be accountable for our actions. And the next one can be a little more complicated, but it's being actually scared. So it took me a while to process what all that meant, right? Uh, Scared or resistant of achieving a goal. And I thought, well, I'm not really scared to achieve a goal. I'm not scared. Um, I don't feel I'm resistant because otherwise I wouldn't want to do it in the first place. So, really thinking and processing that, it goes into things like feeling fundamentally flawed, which goes into imposter syndrome, right? So, if you feel that it's unachievable to you, or that it's hopeless for you to achieve this in any way, it's going to fall apart. Another one is disloyalty and abandonment. So think of that as, and like I'm just going to think of the employer side here. If I'm going to leave my current employer, I may feel guilty about that, right? Because we try to be loyal to the people that we respect. Um, so if I'm feeling disloyal, I may not continue through that process. Because maybe my goal is to do some career development for myself and actually get a promotion in a higher position, right? But I'm like, I've been with this company for 4 years. They're amazing. They've been great to me. I don't know if I can do this to them. So it's not that I'm doubting myself. I just don't want to hurt them, even though the opportunity would better myself professionally and personally. And then a belief that more success brings a bigger burden. So the fear of outshining someone. So these are what Forbes leadership kind of determines are the top three reasons why New Year's resolutions fall apart. And if you really think about it for yourself, my guess is everyone on this call has experienced at least one of these. It doesn't have to necessarily be for the New Year's resolution, but just some kind of goal or objective you've had in life that has somehow dropped off. So let's talk about SMART, right? Every, a lot of people have heard the acronym. What does it actually mean? So what when we talk about SMART, again, it's a way to develop specific, detailed, or goals and objectives that can be measured, that can be achievable, realistic, and uh, time bound. So if we were to actually break down what each of these categories mean, and on a side note, and I apologize for kind of shifting here, Brenda had made available a attachment that you can print off for yourself. It's called the Smart Goal Setting template, and if you could print this off during this actual presentation, you could have an opportunity to work through this for yourself too, just as we're learning what each category actually means and how it can be applied correctly.
I'm
So
going to share that
please.
now in the
Okay.
chat. I'll show you at some point where I'll share it where that is housed on our ProCare site so that you guys can find it there. If you're listening to the replay, it'll be in the description, so you can go there to find it. And thank you, Rick.
Yeah.
I'll put that
It
Facebook
it
in.
the thing that I like about the SMART goal template is it's so easy to use. It's not and the
Sorry, I was,
yep.
go ahead, Rick.
It's so easy to use. It definitely is going to organize your thoughts. And the nice thing again about it is that as you're doing it, you may find, oh, maybe this isn't the actual goal I want. Maybe I need something a little more specific, or maybe something a little more broader, or maybe just something different altogether. I have done so many of these, and when I'm complete, it's like, this isn't what I expected at all, because you're really getting into the nuts and bolts of where you want to end up. Um, so the first thing that you really, really need to do is be specific. You need to know what you want to accomplish, why it's important to you, and that goes back to that heart. Because if you don't believe it's important to you, it'll never succeed for you. Who is involved in the process? You may need to involve one or two different people um, to help you achieve that goal. An example, at least in the bariatric world, is maybe you're going to involve your nutritionist. It could be the nutritionist and the surgeon, or the nutritionist and a friend or something, to help you actually do something that you want to do. So multiple people can be involved in helping you achieve each step to success. Where is it located? And which resources or um, are involved for you to be able to get to where you want to be? Uh, Again, big into data collection, love anything that we can measure. I keep so many different Excel spreadsheets and dashboards and tracking. I track my workouts in the gym, and I like doing that because I can see an, a bar chart pattern of when my weights increase, when I'm running on a treadmill or walking on a treadmill or whatever I'm doing. Maybe the time I'm on it is getting longer. So I'm able to actually see if my stamina and my strength is building up. It can be really important to do that. And another reason why I like this too is because sometimes you can get stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again. And by tracking and recording it, you can actually visually see if you're staying the same, if things are getting worse, or if things are getting better. That's really important because it helps us stay motivated. And I say this every presentation: motivation is an outcome. You can't start anything expecting the motivation to just be there for you. You actually have to do something first in order to get that motivation. So this is why all this measurable stuff is really valuable. And it also can predict or identify what we call an outlier, which is something that's not consistent with all the other data, something that stands out. And typically, when you find things like that, it usually means something quirky happened in the process that maybe caused it to be better or fail. And you want to figure out why. So either it doesn't happen again, or you can tweak something so you're always going to start rising. So that's why those outliers are really valuable to know. Uh, and and another thing on why some of these resolutions fail is, I think we make them too lofty for ourselves, right? Let's say I have a goal of, I want to lose. No, no, no. See, if I don't do any exercise, I want to run 5 miles in 2 months without any breaks or anything. So nonstop 5 miles. Well, if any of you have tried running or walking, you really do have to work up to that. So when you uh, um, have these way out goals, or they're just too broad, they're or they're too constrictive. But more or less, if they're too broad, they become unachievable, right? And I think that's why a lot of New Year's resolutions fail. I think that's why a lot of diets fail, because either we're getting stuck in the same pattern and we need to mix it up, or um, we're just making an internal goal that's just unrealistic. You're not going to lose 100 pounds in a month. You're so that first week when you weigh in, and you maybe lose 1 or 2 pounds, you're like really discouraged, right? And you're like, all this time and effort I put into exercising and eating right and tracking everything, and I only lost 1 or 2 pounds. Well, this is just not working for me at all. So we get discouraged, we get bored because we're not reaching our targets. So micro goaling comes in place here because what you're doing is, instead of jumping from step A to step B, you're actually going from A, maybe A.5 to B.5 to C, but you're taking the necessary steps to achieve your goal. If any of you have ever done Weight Watchers, or actually a lot of diets are like this, if you notice when you lose, like every 5 pounds that you lose, you get like an achievement, right? Oh, great, you lost 5 pounds, because they're recognizing those small goals or those small achievements of where you're going to be, or where you want to be. And we tell them right off the bat what we want our goal weight. But if you really pay attention to those apps, they don't really visually show what your goal weight is. They show these little achievements. You lost 5 pounds, yay! You're down to 10 pounds, yay! Because they want you to sustain that motivation, because losing weight, feeling healthy, that's all exciting stuff, right? And so now we got the chemicals in our brains, releasing the serotonin and all that stuff. And 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 now I'm motivated, because we need those chemicals to actually get motivated. um it's like going for a run, or you're exercising really, really hard. The endorphins kick in, right? And you feel great from that. So the endorphins is that motivation from actually working out and exercising. Um, so we need to make these goals, think of them as not the ultimate and achievable goal. You want to actually document the steps, each step separately, on what's needed to achieve in order for you to get to the big end result.
Rick,
If
can I
that
ask you
makes,
a question?
please, please.
Yeah. So like let's say we have this huge dream, whether it's weight loss or whatever. And let me ask you about this achievable part. So let's say it's lose 100 pounds, okay, for example. Okay.
Yep,
And instead of saying, I guess what you're saying is maybe breaking that down into smaller steps and maybe not making by meeting achievable. Is it something our body can maintain? Is it something our body can,
exactly.
will it work for our body? And is it something that really we can see ourselves being at some point? Or is it something, the dream being so big that maybe it doesn't even feel achievable? Like to me,
Yeah,
there's a little difference, a little quirk. So like if it's 100 pounds achievable, like 100 pounds in a month, obviously wouldn't be normally
right,
achievable, but
right.
like 4 pounds a month or 5 pounds a month, depending on where you are on your weight loss journey. Some people
Yeah,
lose much quicker than that in the beginning. But
sure,
so
sure.
tell me what you think. Like, what is your thoughts on that?
Well, so what I was actually going to add too was that, because like on the PowerPoint here, I'm talking about financial factors, and I'm thinking, and then I'm going back to exercise. So maybe it's to go to a gym and all this stuff. But what if you can't afford to go to a gym, or what if you can't afford to get a physical trainer? Maybe it's not achievable because you're not getting the support and you don't have the support structure, um, or the guidance or the training that you need to achieve something. All of these things are really valuable. Maybe you don't have the time. What if you have work 12, 15 hours a day, and then you have to go home right away and take care of a family? And like I gotta say, moms, you have the hardest job I have ever witnessed in my entire life. So you're trying to manage your household, you're trying to manage your children, you're trying to manage finances, you're trying to manage buying the food, cleaning, taking care of everything. And you just might not have time for yourself to focus on what you really want to do to achieve that goal. Did that kind of help add to your
Yeah, I
thought
think
process?
so. I mean, like even like even resources of time being that like, are you going to be able to make time in your day? Are you going to be able to,
Yeah,
you know, like if you say I'm going to exercise an hour each day, do you have a way to fit that in? Is it 10-minute increments? Is it half an hour increment? Or
yeah.
yeah. So
And maybe in the smart model, your goal is to find more time to be able to do a particular task. Well, so now a task may be to actually create a budget of, a time budget. And a time budget is simply you write down all the hours in the day and then what you're planning on doing during that time frame. And then you can actually see where the gaps are, what free time you may have, and then it can help you plan accordingly. Um, because we all, I think, have said in our life, um, I I just don't have time to do this anymore. And I do think that's true sometimes. And I think sometimes the idea gets so overwhelming that we're like, oh, I just have no time to do it. When actually, yeah, you do if you can actually squeeze it in between 9:30 and 10:30. Um, so I'm a big advocate for visualization. And I think it helps trigger different parts of your brain than the verbal speaking. And if you can get your left hemisphere and your right hemisphere going at the same time, then you're going to become almost unstoppable. So so it's always good to get different perspectives. And that's why I like to mix it up. So I'll do something visually, maybe a recording, um, but it's just a nice way of seeing something different. And when we have different things happening in our life, we tend to get excited because it's new, it's fresh, it's a great idea. And that's also a great motivator to help. And then the R in smart is it relevant? So you should be able to answer yes to all of these questions. Does this seem worthwhile? Is this the right time? All of these types of questions are really important because if it's not relevant to you, it's not purposeful, right? And if it's not purposeful, then what's encouraging you or making you excited to actually complete the task, right? And it's just not going to be helpful. In fact, if anything, it's going to feel painful to try to complete that task. And we want to avoid uh, um, any negative emotion or as much or as many negative emotions as much as possible. And then the last part is timing. So these you don't have to answer every question, but it should be but you need to be conscientious about it. So when what can I do 6 months from now? What can I do 6 weeks from now? What can I do today? Um, the, these are all really important things. And then the other thing that I don't have on there though around time is when you do the smart model, a nice thing to do is have deadlines for yourself, right? You need to have some accountability. We need that accountability to be successful and to make sure that we achieve all of our objectives. So we'll do that by creating deadlines. Like I will make sure that I do this by the end of the week, whatever it is, depending on your goal. Um, but you're holding yourself accountable. Now, what can be challenging sometimes, right, is when we miss deadlines. So we kind of have to re-budget or reevaluate our time. And I think when people start using the smart tool, you will learn that as you're mapping everything out, you may find or discover that, hmm, actually, this objective or goal doesn't make too much sense. What does make sense now I'm seeing all this stuff is doing this other thing that's still going to be satisfying and get me into a similar place than where I wanted to be. Um, and so it's it's a valuable tool that can be really, really beneficial to help us achieve what we want in life. Yes, it can help you achieve what you need, but I think more important is what we want. Um, and here I kind of broke it down a little bit. So what I have here um, is just a small chart of the SMART model. And um, if we were going to talk about like, what do you want to achieve this week, month, or year? So lose weight. Okay, well, what does that say to me? You know, when I say I just want to lose weight, okay, how do you want to lose it? Where do you want to lose it? Why do you want to lose it? When and how much? All of those questions are really that valuable. So losing weight, although a great objectives, may be a little too broad. So we need to find a way to break it down. So now a goal is I want to be able to run 3 miles without resting by the summer. That's actually a reasonable goal. But now we have to determine how are we actually going to do that? Um, and how can we measure that? Well, we can measure that by the progress, right? But by the progress of distance each time you try to go out for a run. Um, i- i- is it attainable in 1 week? No, right? It's not. But over time, and maybe I'm going to do 4 to 6 months. Um, I just want to have something that's realistic. So that gets us to that R, right? Is it realistic? Yes, but I know I need to build stamina over time. This is what I know. I know that I'm not just going to be able to jump on a treadmill or go outside and instantly start running for 3 miles without building some kind of stamina or be in some kind of physical shape that I'm going to be able to safely do it without injuring myself. And just to back up, this is actually something similar that I did after I first got the surgery back in 2019. So I created a model very similar to this to help me achieve where I needed to be and help build my stamina. And let me tell you, was nothing more exciting than when I was on the treadmill with my buddy for like 6 months, right? We're like going, we're like going, we're like going, and then he's like jogging, and like I'm getting discouraged. I'm like, wait a minute, I've been doing this for 6 months. You've been doing this for a month, and you're already jogging. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? And then he said, have you actually tried jogging on the treadmill? just just try it for just a few seconds. And behold, here I actually did a mile without having to take a rest. That was a big achievement for me. What did I learn there? Don't doubt myself, right? Because we don't want any of that imposter syndrome going on there. Um, and try. And by creating, and so from that point, by creating a schedule for myself, I was able to have small goals in place. So, okay, I got that mile. So, what's my next goal? I want to do 1.5 miles. I want to do 2 miles. I want to do 2 miles and a half. Again, being realistic that I want to do like I want to do 1.5 miles in a month from now. And each month I just increase to half mile. So then I'm building that stamina or that stamina in a nice, safe way. And then I'm holding myself accountable for it because I gave myself a due date. This is when I'm going to do it. This is when I'm going to do it. And now here for the example, I just did July 4th of this year, but uh, these are really good, or it's a good starting point on where we need to be. Now, the other reason why I did this, and I'm going to tell you, is just in full disclosure, over the past year, I've gone through 3 surgeries. And because of that, what do you think happened? I I could not exercise, right? Because either restrictions or complications from a surgery. In fact, I'm having another one in a couple weeks. So I've been working out in the gym now because I'm back, knowing very well that January 23rd, I'm not going to be able to do it for about 5 weeks. So, uh, and that's okay, right? We accept it. It's life. I just need to get back on track. So by doing something like this, I can get back on track. And if I were to do this and go back to running, because I know that I'll be able to go back to the gym March 5th. And I would say that if 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 I focus on March, April, May, June, that gives me 4 months to develop plans to be able to get back to that 3 mile run that I was at before. And I need to so I know what I need to do. I need to uh, budget time to um, allow me to go to the gym, to allow me to find a location on where I want to do it. Do I want to do it at the gym? Do I want to do it outside in a park or something? Well, I'm not going to do it in the snow. And I don't know where everyone's calling from, but in Massachusetts, let me tell you, we got one heck of a blizzard a few days ago. And there's no way I'm running out there. I mean, it wouldn't even be successful. It would probably be kind of funny, actually, right? I'd be falling down every 5 minutes. Okay, 5 seconds. But so clearly that is not a realistic thing for me to do, right? To run outside. Not realistic, not productive, not helpful. But so I recognize that and I'm going to push forward and say, but I can go to the gym. Now, luckily for me, the place I work at has an on-site gym. So so what I've had to do, because I have to budget my time because I work, anywhere from 12 to 15 hours a day. Then I have to go home and um, I may be working with a client or something like that. It doesn't give me a lot of time to prepare. And sometimes clients can be at the last minute. So I've learned that budgeting time to work out in the evening is not helpful to me because I can't always commit to it. Customers always come first. And so what I've done is I've actually reshifted my time, did a little sacrifice, and now I go work out in the gym around 4:30 a.m., which some people are like, "Oh my God, that's so early." Um, and yes, it is. I may go to bed a little earlier, but it, it took me a while to get used to it, but I stuck to it. And once I'm doing it, I'm loving it because I work out first thing in the morning and my whole day at work, I just feel energized and happier and less stressed if that's possible and motivated. And be, because let's face it, for those of you that have experienced working out or going to the gym or doing any type of exercising, um, we learn that you really do feel better after, right? Because it does positively affect everything, not only physically but emotionally. And so so by doing something like this, it definitely helped me develop um, a more aligned ritual of what I need to do to get from point A to C. And on the template, on page 2, there's something that says track your goal progress. That's really, really, really important. Um, uh, because again, we need to measure what we're doing. Uh, Now, when I talked about the time, this is another thing that's really very useful that I would recommend. And what it is here, I'm sorry, I don't have a template for this. Brenda, if you'd like, I can actually email you the PowerPoint too, and you're welcome to upload it for people if they want it for themselves. Just because there's actually
Sure.
templates in here. And so here we have like name, goal, and finish by. And um, when you do that, you're gonna name. So I, Rick Tremblay, will uh, increase my miles from 1 to 1.5 by the end of March. And it's kind of like a written affirmation. It's that it's like, I'm going to hold myself accountable. It says so right here. And um, it helps you stay on target because you're always going to be thinking about those due dates in the back of your head. Okay, I have this due date. I have this due date. I have to get it done. I think for those of you that have jobs or employment that you tend to work with a lot of due dates, you definitely going to understand why something like that's important because we don't want to miss our deadlines. And it's also helpful to know that you may need to, you may need to add more than one name. So Brenda and I will work together to help develop a plan for me to be completed by this date. But actually name the people that are involved to help you meet the goal at the date. And then specify the name or names of people, the goal, and the date. Those are the three key things that you need. The name, so either your name or a group of names, what your goal is, and what due date you want to have that accomplished by. Very, very helpful because this is a way to help you meet your milestones. I love that word too, milestones. So we're going to get there. And again, milestones, they help you stay to to achieve your objectives, and they can help you measure things. Because I lost 5 pounds. Oh, I got the first milestone gone. Okay, I lost 10 pounds, second milestone gone. So you're checking these things off, and it's like, yeah, you're getting energized. I'm successful. And it may take baby steps, but guys, come on. We didn't put the weight on in 6 months, so we can't expect to have it fly off in 6 months. Now, yes, when you go through the surgery, we're all in that honeymoon period, and that weight does fly off, right? The first year or two. But then what happens, guys? We struggle because our metabolism's not up there as it was when our body was finding fuel by burning fat. So now that fat is kind of gone, and that weight is not as it's not as easy to keep it off. I have found myself, and everyone's different. I have found myself, and this is why I emphasize it throughout all the presentations I do, is that you can't have just nutritional, like good nutrition practices. You have to add the exercise in there too, because they really are interdependent to help you, if anything, sustain the weight that you're at. So I may have people disagree with me. But hey, my presentation, this is what I'm pushing. And so definitely, if you can work to incorporate some exercises, and the smart thing is the great way of doing it because we're doing those baby steps that we need. So I wanted to ask if anyone had any had any questions or feedback. I would certainly love to hear what everyone has to say. If you have an opinion, maybe you want to share what your New Year's resolution is. Brenda, can people talk to or
You know
only
what?
type in
We
chat?
absolutely can do that. So Rick, is your presentation still going? It's
Yeah,
a
let me
black
stop that.
screen.
There
Okay,
we go.
great, great. So we do have a ton of comments, Rick. You probably
Yeah,
couldn't see those while you were presenting. There is a ton. What I think would be fun is to kind of look at some of these comments and to kind of like look at what you were just
yeah,
talking about and kind
sure.
of see maybe where that's going. So
There are a lot of great comments here.
there's a
I'm
lot of great comments. And then we have some on Facebook too. So let me kind of go back just a little ways. There were some people that were commenting on, you know, how they set an appointment, like whenever it's like an appointment for yourself because
Mhm,
you like when we're talking about when you're making goals for yourself, say for example, is working out. Maybe they make an appointment for themselves, like you were talking
mhm,
about in the early morning, or what time works out best. Somebody says that they measure their success by maybe, like we're talking about weight loss, measuring themselves every other Sunday. That way they don't get so down on themselves if they don't see like a significant change. They
yeah,
see it at different intervals where it seems like they can tell a little bit better because sometimes it is a little slow. Motivation can be a factor. We took
yeah,
motivation and more. Sometimes I think sometimes the motivation comes with just being consistent.
yeah.
Just sometimes we don't always feel, but also just figuring out why it's important. Let me go down to there was a couple really good comments here about Donna's talking about she said, I feel it's a lot I need to talk or want to lose. And thinking about how the heck am I going to do this? Breaking down those steps. And she said it takes a lot of energy, time, feeling, dang, can I do this? Before she said she would journal, like how long on the arc trainer or how much on the weight machine. She said, I usually like it when a friend or family goes as well. I haven't been only 2 times since COVID. Seems too hard to achieve. I know I've done it before for 8 years. I can do it again. I feel
Mhm.
weaker physically and older, thinking, how the heck can I do this? Also feeling insecure. So, Donna, I'm going to see. I don't know if any of these people want to be invited on screen. I am going to try to see if I can see if she's willing or interested in being on screen. Let me see if it'll let me allow her to be a panelist.
Now,
Maybe not.
Susan has a great goal. One of her current goals is to get 5,000 steps a day. That's a great goal to start, right? I've worked with people that want to get instantly to that 10,000 steps a day or 15,000 steps per per day, and and um, although I'm interested, Susan, if you've been achieving that, or if you're finding some struggles of not being able to do such. Oh, I think Donna joined us.
Let me ask her to unmute. Donna, can you hear us?
On. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, we
Donna,
can.
how are you?
Good. Good.
Great.
So Donna, so what we understand is like actually putting this into a plan that feels like you can do it, um, and making it achievable. You've done it. It says you've done things before for 8 years, and like because of just feeling a little physically weaker.
Yeah.
So, like, Let's start. What would you like to like? What would you say would be your goal of wanting to achieve?
My goal would be wanting to go to the gym and start doing schedule it out like I used to before. Like
Okay.
how often on weights, arc trainer, build my stamina back up.
Oh,
Feeling insecure about it because I had COVID for a while and it took me
oh,
almost to get off oxygen.
oh,
So
that's hard. Yeah.
now I'm starting at the beginning and I'm a lot older. So I'm like going, can I really do it? You know?
And um, I'm trying not to ask too many personal questions too but so are has your doctor cleared you first to be able to exercise safely?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So if I'm hearing you right, it sounds like um uh, one of the biggest challenges is to get the motivation to go back to the gym, or is it finding time, or what actually are you struggling with? Is it
Feeling too weak.
feeling too weak? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you doing any type of exercise right now?
Not really. Not
Okay.
really.
Okay.
Walking maybe 3 or 4 times a week, like an
Yeah.
hour.
Okay. And like about how long would you think your walk is if you were just to
About an
guess?
hour. About an hour.
Good. That's a great walk. And the nice thing about walking too is we can go as slow or as fast as we want, right? And I don't care if you take a step every 15 seconds. You are moving forward, and that's great. And I think so I'll just go back to my own experience from like going through the surgeries. You get to that level, right, that you were at before. And like you said, you unfortunately had COVID and had some complications from that, and you're unable to work out again. And what tends to happen, Don, when we stop working out?
Metabolism gets slower. It's
Yeah,
harder to do anything.
and it gets frustrating, right? Because you're like, oh my gosh, 3 months ago I was doing this, and now I can barely walk up some stairs, right? And so what what we need to discover first is the why, what's causing you from not being able to go, and it could be weakness, but you actually had slipped in a comment a little bit ago that um or maybe it's in the chat, sorry, that you feel insecure and you're not confident going to the gym. I just bring that up because I remember when I first when I first had the surgery, right? And I wanted to go to the gym, but I was so paranoid and scared to do that. Oh wow, there we go. Something scared me. And so I I wasn't scared of actually physically trying. I was scared of what people were thinking about. I was scared that people would be laughing at the big overweight guy that's walking on the treadmill. And the first time I'm walking on the treadmill, because I had no core, I was all over the place, walking and fumbling all over the place. And um, it really took the guidance of a physical trainer to talk with me about it and said, you know what, and he just had a good heart to heart with me. And it's like, if you spend 15 minutes a day just walking on a treadmill, um, and he said, take a couple days off, but just 15 minutes a day at a slow speed. He said, then next week, I want you to actually increase the speed, but we'll stay 15 minutes. So I think I started at like a 1.5 or a 2. And then every week I went up to maybe like 2.2, 2.3, 2.5. So I slowly, very slowly, incrementally increased the speed. But as long as it may have taken me to do that, what what just happened there? My stamina increased, even at a minute level. My stamina increased. So I'm wondering if so when you're feeling exhausted, do you is it a pain exhaustion or a more um just tired?
A little of both. I have like chronic pain.
Oh, I'm
Also,
sorry.
some days I can't move, where some
Yeah.
days I can.
Hey
And
Donna,
so
I gotta, oh, I'm sorry, Rick. I didn't mean to
no,
interrupt you.
no, please.
I just had a suggestion too. I'm almost wondering, like, from what you're saying too, I'm almost wondering if maybe even like talking to your doctors, like your primary care or whoever manages your medical care, and seeing if there's some ways to try to help you with some of the things. Like there are physical therapists that actually can help
Hmm,
work with you. Like instead of getting just like a fitness trainer, physical therapy sometimes to gain back strength can be super important. I worked for a bariatric clinic for a good while as a coordinator, and some of our patients did that. We prescribed them a trainer, and sometimes insurance will actually cover that if you have a medical reason for that,
yeah,
to overcome some of the things you're talking about. And if it's pain, maybe taking, like, I know some of our patients, like if they were having a lot of pain, because a lot of people do who've had weight loss surgery have different things going on medically,
yeah,
a little bit of pain medication right before you go in to work out. Like we would do that, like as a nurse on the floor, we would do that before patients went. And it may not be like something long term that you have to do, but maybe just enough to help take the ease off so that you're able to like push yourself a little bit, like to be able to do those things. So to me, Rick, I think the biggest thing that I can say about what you're saying is like and even with you, Donna, like anybody who's listening, look at your obstacles of whatever it is. Like you have a goal. If you can look,
Yeah.
and his little handout does have that on there. I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. Look at what your obstacles are. Overcome one obstacle at a time, because those are the reasons you're not doing it. Like those are your, not only your why being important, but the reasons why you're not doing it. And those you can tackle one at a time. Finding support, it could be as simple as like maybe your obstacle is not being able to go work out because you feel, I know Lisa also says on our Facebook page, that she says that she was also struggling with the concept of having other people, her insecurities of being back there in the gym and stuff. So, like, what does that look like? Somebody mentions there's cameras in the gym, people are like filming and stuff like that. Like, is there another gym you can go to? Is there a time you can go that you feel more comfortable? Like at some of the gyms that I go to, there's one gym in the area that's almost all young people. I'm talking like teenagers and early 20s, whereas another gym, it's people closer to where I am in my 50s. So I feel a little bit more comfortable being in an age range.
Mhm.
Another time is like, I know a lot of people go after they get off work, and like what age groups and what niche groups is there. Maybe that's something you look at. I mean, really and truly, everybody thinks we're being looked at, but it's not
And
about us. It's nobody
and
cares.
Brenda, you had made some kind of comment there too, and I I kind of lost my train of thought on what it was going to add, but um, uh, oh, well, I guess nobody's perfect here. The It was something to do with time. Do you remember what you said? It-
Well, I do think that the time like that you decide to go to the gym is important, because like if that's what it was
yes.
about,
Thank
like,
you. Thank you.
there's
Yes.
different
Yes.
times,
And,
like there's different groups of people that go early morning. A lot of what I saw was business professionals and people who had jobs that they needed to get to. And
yeah, and to spin off from the time and work, for example, like if you're feeling exhausted by to go to the gym, you might not have the energy after working 8, 10 hour days. You
yeah,
might need to go in the morning when you're fresh, right? You're, like everything's new, and you have that energy. I actually spent time measuring of all things for about 2 weeks, what hours of the day I have the most energy at. And my trainer, who's also a physical therapist, so I guess I kind of got spoiled there a little bit, was the one that had advised me to do that because when we were working out in the evening, he had noticed that I wasn't all in as I was when we worked out really early in the morning. So, and I find that still today. I don't use a trainer anymore, but I find that if I go to the gym after work, I tend to feel a little more sluggish. And that could be because maybe I haven't eaten, right? And if that's the case, it's really not going to be a good workout. But I have always found that I'm a morning person, so that's where my energy is. So maybe that's some options for some people too. Is like what time of day works best for
yeah, absolutely. Donna, did that help answer your questions? We still got her on
Oh, yes. Yes, it just reminds me of all the things that I did before
you.
that
Yeah,
I should, yeah.
but Donna, I will say that you have done it. I think you kind of know what you need to do, but I love Brenda's suggestion because I have seen and experienced firsthand that if oh my gosh, that physical therapists can actually medically guide you um, in to a better recovery to get to where you want to be. They can help you with, and I don't want to use the word tricks or something like that, but they can help you maybe stretch out in different ways to help you be able to move around better, or like Brenda said too, a PCP, maybe there's something else that could happen or that needs to happen for you to achieve this goal that you want.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for being willing. I'm gonna take you off screen. I know we're getting kind of close, you guys, on time here,
Yeah.
and I want to be very aware of everybody's time. And I just want to, we want to do our drawing. So what I'm gonna do is, so if you're listening live, this is for our live participants only, and for those who are active right now, we are gonna do a drawing for a free fitness. It's a scale that weighs food. It can be Bluetooth to your phone and we'll be sending it. So basically what I'm going to do is we have right now probably between Facebook and our Zoom call, we have probably about maybe 30 people here that are live and listening. So how about we have everybody on a scale of 1 to 30, put a number in the chat. You guys can, it can be the same number as somebody else because we can always do a second number. And what we'll do is we'll do a number at random number generator and pick a number. So go ahead, if you're listening live, put a number from 1 to 30. We'll give everybody a few moments to do it. And I'm going to pull it up because some people might have joined late. I'm going to actually pull up the picture of what we're going to be giving away here. It's a smart nutrition scale. It's the same one that Rick says he's used. And basically it's to weigh food. You can Bluetooth it and put it as an app. Use it with some of your apps. So just kind of a fun little thing that this is Rick's giveaway, guys. We got to thank him for doing that. That's so sweet, Rick.
Hey, that's what makes
Okay,
it fun.
absolutely. We still have some people commenting, so I'm giving it a few seconds. And we have people on Facebook that are sending numbers too as well. So I am going to I'm going to do a random number generator from 1 to 30. Okay. Does anybody want to do a drum roll? Rick, you want to do the drum roll?
Yeah. Oh,
Dun, dun, dun. We have the number 9. Let's see if anybody picked the number 9. Have to go back through the chat feature.
okay.
If not, we can do it again here. Anybody pick the number
Yes,
9?
I
Oh,
have.
we have Lisa on Facebook. Do we have somebody else?
Yeah. I apologize if I'm going to mispronounce the name, but Woodring Segris
Oh, wonderful. So we have 2 people. So
and
between Lisa,
so
do we have another one?
Nope, that's it.
So we have Lisa and then we on Facebook, and we also have Woodrina. So between you two, we're going to
Woodrena.
do a number of, let's do a number of 1 to 10, and we'll see who's the closest to it. So both of you pick a number from 1 to 10. Okay. Lisa, pick a number from 1 to 10, and Woodrina, pick a number 1 to 10.
Yep.
Okay, she picked 10. Lisa, I'm waiting for you. Oh, Lisa picked 7. Okay, now I'm going to do my random number generator. Okay, we have the number 8. So we're kind of like in between kind of here. Let's do 2 numbers, make it easy so that we actually have, an exact. So pick a number 1 or 2. Lisa and we're gonna try this one more time, 1 and 2. Pick either number 1 or number 2. Hopefully they both won't pick the same number. Okay, she picks 2. Lisa, do you pick 1? Are you okay with number 1? It takes a second. Oh, they both picked 2. They
All right.
both picked 2. Rick, do you have another? We could flip a coin.
Yeah,
We could
let's
do that.
here,
Do
or
you have
I
a
can put
coin?
their name on a piece of paper and let's just do a little drawing here.
Oh, we can do that. He's gonna put both your names on a piece of paper. And guys, we just appreciate. I'm gonna also, while you're doing that, Rick.
Yeah.
Okay, you got their names in?
All right. I'm dropping
Ta-da,
one, not showing the
ta-da.
name. And the winner is Lisa.
Okay, Lisa. Yes, you won. Lisa, I'm gonna put my email, and I want you to email me your address, and I will send it to Rick. My email is hainb@procarenow.com. Thanks guys for participating in that. I also have a little fun thing I'm going to share because we have a special promotion going on. And they're asking if we can can you link the scale? Can we send them? Rick, do you happen to know, did you buy it off Amazon? Or where did you purchase that?
No, I got it through Best Buy.
So Best Buy.
Yeah.
So it's a smart nutrition scale with the brand Etexicity. Let me pull that up one more time. You guys can write this down if you guys choose to be able to find it. So share. I'll share my screen one more time here. So it's a smart nutrition scale. The name of it is ETEKCITY. We have no affiliation with this too, guys. This is just a fun share. We're not an affiliate for this or anything like that. And the number here might be helpful to know if you're looking at Best Buy. E as in Echo, S as in Sam, N as in Nancy, 00, or those might be two O's. Looks like two O's. Dash R as in rabbit, B as in boy, S as in Scott. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to share a fun promotion. Is that okay with you, Rick?
Yeah. Let's hear
Yes.
what you got.
And I also want to show too how to find Rick's handout too, because we do have his handout. So guys, stay here. We have a very fun promotion going on this month. I'm gonna share my screen and let me make this full size so I can actually press share. So guys, so has anybody tried the newest ProCare multivitamin? Rick, I was telling him about it right before we got on. I'm super excited about this, guys. It is a citrus flavor. It's Citrus Grove. It's an easy to share. Whoops, sorry about that. Easy to swallow tablet. I am like really excited about this because in the past I've been using our chews because I do really well with those. Our multivitamin chews, which Rick can tell you, he's this
They
is
are
what they look like.
amazing. It's like my bottle gone.
This is what I've used in the past for multivitamin chews, but these new bariatric, easy to swallow tablets are citrus flavored. They're easy to swallow. They're just coming in a tablet form. And I'm going to stop sharing and then reshare one more time because I'm going to go to the ProCare website and I want to show you guys where to find those and also a special promotion that we actually have going on.
Oh, I think I do got them. Is that them?
Oh, yes, you actually do. Okay, okay. So if we go to the ProCare website, guys, it's procarenow.com. So if you're listening, just listen up and I can kind of navigate you through this. Procarenow.com. I'll copy that. I'll put it in the chat boxes in both Facebook and live stream. And then the link will be available in our description if you're listening to the replay. If you go to ProCare products, I'll show you the bariatric multivitamin that I just mentioned is listed in that where it's kind of towards the bottom since it's a new product. We have a 90-day count and a 30-day count. Price point on the 30-day is $17.38 with a subscription or $21.08 with a one-time purchase. If you go back up and you go under products, and go under extras, this is our special promotion that I'm excited about. And Rick, this kind of fits in with you being a guy. So we are doing, we're helping with raising money and awareness for having people having weight loss surgery that don't have the money to do that. Weight Loss Surgery Foundation of America, it's abbreviated WLSFA, WLSFA, is hosting a free surgery this year to a participant. Her name is Jackie. And to raise money and awareness for this, the podcast, which is The Waiting Table, and Rob, who's right here on the front, and Chris Murphy, who's right here on the front, are two of the guys that put this calendar together. The calendar is made up of people who've had bariatric surgery. I'll pull up Rob and Murph's pictures. There's Murph, and there is Rob. They were both like literally almost bedbound, and have lost incredible amounts of weight, just like Rick has here. They have their pictures as one of the profiles under this magazine. We also have some surgeons and different people. The cost of the calendar is $25, guys. 100% of the profits go to funding the surgery, but we also have a promotion. If you purchase $45 worth of products on the ProCare website, $45, guys, you add this to your cart, this calendar, you can actually get this calendar for free. So all you do is just type in the word calendar and press apply. If you have $45 worth of products in your cart, it will be free. So that's
Wow.
our little promotion. We're trying to help. We purchased 500 calendars. So as long as those last, we'll be promoting those, and our gift to host Jackie's free surgery. So just a fun little thing, fun little. Also, if you want to find the handout for today's activities that we had, check the handout section under Berry Connected, the tab at the top, and there's a tab that says support group handouts. Rick's handout is located here at the top. It says Smart Goals template. So when you pull that up, it's going to look like, it's going to have page 1 is kind of like setting your specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely actions. And then tracking your progress is page 2. Talking about obstacles and support is page 2. And then page 3 is your milestones and when you're achieving your goal. So Rick, thank you for putting that together. I also
Thank you
just
so
want to
much.
mention, I told him, I said, I know we have done some different classes on SMART goals. We did one that was empowerment guide and action plan, and we had something similar with our SMART goals. It's on that page as well. It's just called empowerment plan. But yeah, there's tons of different handouts, but please check out Rick's. It's just a little template to help you. And Rick, we will try to get your presentation. If you send that to me after this, we'll try to get that on our website this week sometime, right away as soon as possible, to also have that, because you had some other fun templates on there as well.
Yeah, so I can do that, or I can put it in the chat right now. But yeah, actually, maybe I'll email it to you, because then the people that weren't able to see it could actually go in at a later time and print it up. But
Absolutely.
Brenda, thanks for having me again. It's always a blast.
Yes. Thank you for being with
Everyone's
us.
great. And thank you for I believe it was Donna who came live to talk. That was very brave, very awesome. I certainly wish you and everyone the best of success, because you know what, guys? We've done some hard stuff to get to where we're at. We know we got it in us. We know we can push forward, and let's just get it done, right?
Get her done.
Get it
Exactly,
done.
exactly. Hey, I want to also say too, guys, if you want to stay in touch with us, please, please, please feel free to do so. There's a great way to do that under this Berry Connected tab that I was talking about on our ProCare Now website. There's a tab that says Berry Connected. And I just want to say Rick's episode is listed on there. Every month we put the month's episodes. So if you want to listen to the replay, just go back, click on that. That'll be available. Any of these will be on replay until the end of the month. If you want to check out any upcoming episodes, we have those. We also have a support group next month. That is Approaches to Life and Maintenance Interventions for Plateaus and Regain. You can always register for that. Down here towards the bottom, we have our podcast station, which is Berry Connected. Rick's replay will be on podcast soon, along with our YouTube channel. We have all kinds of of episodes on replay. His will be going there. Here's where you can continue to stay in touch with us too. We have we've newly added a Barry Connected Facebook page and Facebook group. So you can click on either of those and actually go to either of those pages. And that's a great way to stay in touch with these groups. So our Facebook page will look like, go to the news feed. I'll just pull them up real quick.
Do you do LinkedIn?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have LinkedIn, Rick?
Yeah.
You do. I know you do.
Right.
So this is our Facebook group. Okay. And you can post anything on there. We have all kinds of before and after pictures, which I absolutely love. We're doing a 21-day challenge on that. And then our Facebook page is just basically, it's more about just posting new things coming up. Whoops. It's just Barry Connect instead of Barry Connected. And so, Rick, did you have anything to say if anybody wants to get a hold of you? Because we have lots of professionals and patients listening here.
I certainly love to talk with anybody about anything. If you have questions about what I talked, or if you just want to talk, you can email me at rick@possibilities-leadership.com. I will type that in the chat really quick.
And I will copy that over to Facebook too for you, Rick.
Yeah, just making sure I'm spelling it right. Okay. Yeah, so anyone, I totally will invite you. If just pop me an email, and as soon as I'm able to, I will reach back as quickly as possible.
Share those real quickly here on our Facebook. And then any closing thoughts, Rick?
I think my closing thought would be try not to give up. And if what you're doing isn't working, maybe just try to look at it a different way. And the SMART model is a nice way to do that. It may not work for everybody, but we need to try what we can just to succeed in life. None of us want to go backwards. And it's a nice tool to help us push forward. But thank you so much. I had so much fun. I really appreciate it.
And Rick,
Always
you
do love it.
also do, yes, you also do team coaching. You do he also has done some support groups too for the facility that he is
Yeah,
a patient at. So anybody looking for a speaker or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to Rick at the
I
information you
love
shared.
doing it. Yeah. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you for all the kind comments. Rick, I don't know if you can see all those, but there's some really kind comments. So,
Oh, that's very nice. Thank you. Thank
yes,
you very much.
everybody take care. Enjoy today, enjoy
Bye-bye.
tomorrow, enjoy this year, and many blessings. Hopefully, all of those wishes that you have that are put out there are coming to fruition. Many blessings. Bye, guys.